The whole classroom was tense, like everybody was so quiet and I could see tears literally coming down her eyes and she was sniffling a little bit. Hey guys, my name is Jeremy and today I'm basically going to be telling you guys the story of the worst thing that I did in high school out of my whole 4 years there. And no, it's not going to be like me getting caught cheating on exams or, you know, me doing pranks or stupid stuff like that. But this one's going to be a little more serious, so definitely stick around if you want to hear a little more. If you're a close friend of mine and you already know a little gist of what happened, then I'm going to be telling you a little more of what exactly happened on my side, so definitely stick around as well. Before I start the video though, I want to give a shout out to my friend Alex Tier, who is also a college YouTuber as well. She does vlogs as a college student on her pre-med journey, so be sure to check her out and follow her, and links are going to be down in the description below. If you're new to my channel as well, my name is Jeremy and I post college content videos weekly regarding my thoughts, rants, questions, advice, and whatsoever, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the story. So if you guys don't know yet by now, I am in love with computers and especially programming and coding and all that type of technical stuff, and I pretty much already knew that I had the desire to major in computer science when I go to college. So obviously it's more logical to take AP computer science in high school, you know, trying to get a gist of what I'm getting into, and that's what I did. I took the AP computer science course and I found it pretty interesting and pretty cool, you know, towards the beginning, and I just thought it was an interesting course to begin with. However, later on, my computer science teacher, who I will not name names for obvious reason, wasn't really understanding the materials that she was teaching herself to her students. So that leaves the class a little confused, a little behind, as the lessons get more complex every single day. Whereas for me, on the other hand, I had prior coding experience, so I kind of already knew what was going on in that class before I even went, because, you know, I taught myself how to code pretty much online, and the stuff that she was teaching was pretty much things that I understand already, and the majority of the class was kind of confused. So I did kind of have the upper hand advantage in this situation. And also on the side note, don't get me wrong, the computer science teacher that I had was a pretty nice person and just a cool and chill person to begin with. She has a funny vibe sometimes where, you know, the whole class would mess around with her and she would mess around with the whole class, and it's just funny, like back and forth, a student and teacher relationship. However, when it comes to her teaching, that's when it's kind of questionable, because again, her teaching methods aren't the best and the class wasn't really getting what she was teaching. So that's why there's a lot of copy pasting codes going on and spreading around, and people not doing their own work, and so on and so forth. So when I started figuring out the solutions to this type of stuff, my peers often asked me for help, which obviously I don't mind, because I want to try to be as helpful as possible and let everybody learn computer science, which I clearly love, so I don't mind spreading that knowledge to my fellow classmates. But however, when my classmates decide to ask the teacher for help, she would instead direct them to me when I'm doing my own work and doing my own stuff, and tell them to bug me instead. And now that's when it actually becomes a little bit of a problem. Now, I oftentimes don't mind, as I said earlier, if peers come to me and ask me for help, but when the teacher doesn't know what she's talking about on her own, and she's literally teaching the class and assigning projects and homework, and she doesn't know what the hell is going on, then that's when I thought something wasn't right in the moment. So one day there was a time where she assigned us a project that was kind of complex and on the harder side of coding, and to be completely honest, I wasn't even too sure if she knew how to do the problem herself, because knowing her, she always tells her students to ask me instead. And I've also seen her struggle with this concept before when she was teaching. So being somewhat fed up in the situation already, I already knew that my peers were definitely going to ask me, because she doesn't know what she's doing, and if they go to her for help, then she would probably lead them back to me. So it's kind of a moment where I have to stand my ground and just tell her that something's not right. So in the middle of her talking, kind of describing the project and stuff, I pretty much just snapped out of my seat and just told her straight up, like, why are you even assigning us the homework if you don't know how to do it yourself? Like, I literally said that when the whole class was quiet, and she said, excuse me? And I said that it's true, you know, as a teacher, you're supposed to know what you're teaching. That's why you're a teacher. Like, you're supposed to master your course yourself before you spread it out to your students, but that's clearly not what she's done so far. And let me tell you, the whole classroom was tense. Like, everybody was so quiet and so in shock to what just happened. I was in shock myself too, to be completely honest, but I have to, you know, stand up for what's right for me and for the whole class, pretty much. So I pretty much continued and rambled on and how she keeps assigning us things that she doesn't know how to do herself. And as time goes by, she became more silent and less resisting. And that's when I kind of knew, like, uh-oh, like something's going on here. So after the back and forth battle kind of died out between me and her talking back, she silently went back to her desk, and I could see tears literally coming down her eyes, and she was sniffling a little bit, and the whole class just went dead silent. Like, it's crazy, and I didn't even know what to do. I was shook myself. I've never talked back to a teacher like that ever before, and that was honestly my first time. And probably gonna be my last, honestly. Like, I'll never do that again. I felt bad, but I had to stand up for myself and do what's right, so that's what I did. After a few moments, she decided to grab her belongings and eventually headed out of the classroom, where she called the substitute teacher, and she just pretty much told the class, like, all right guys, like, I'm out for now, like, I'm leaving. And literally everybody was still in shock. I was in shock. Everybody was looking at me, and I was like, well, like, I don't even know what to say. But the thing is, no one was against me, because they all know that I was correct in that position. Like, they know that she's not a great teacher at all. I mean, the news spread quickly as time goes by, and I had messages from my phone saying that that really just happened. And literally everybody was talking about it in class, down the halls, like pretty much when people come up to me like, hey, did you just do that? Did you just do this? And everybody was pretty much in shock as I was. So, I mean, to be honest, it is really unethical to yell at your teacher and talk back to your teacher. But again, it is unethical for her herself to teach us things that she doesn't even know. So the next day I came to class and she said that she left it due to an emergency, something with her family or whatever. But honestly, I doubt it, because I think that it was because of the heat of the moment that she left, and she just wanted to distance herself away from the situation, which I totally understand, because she was definitely put in the spot in front of me and all her other students. So it's definitely a logical reason to leave at that moment. So she pulled me out of the classroom and told me that if I were to do that ever again, I'm gonna get a write-up, which I'm pretty thankful that I didn't get a write-up to begin with, honestly, because the situation was already so bad. But after that, we pretty much just settled in and just chilled for a little bit. It was a little awkward to begin with within like the first 2 or 3 weeks. But as time went on, we pretty much just chilled, and everything just cleared out, and we were friends again, and we were just talking, and we had a good student and teacher relationship. As far as the whole class, they still don't know what the hell is going on, because she's still not teaching that great. But I decided to respect her, that at least she's trying, and if she assigns us homework that she doesn't know how to do herself, that I told her to at least teach herself the material first to begin with, so she knows what's going on before teaching it to her students. After that, it was pretty much peaceful, but I will never forget that moment, what I did to her, and I feel genuinely pretty bad. But at the same time, I felt genuinely pretty proud of myself for doing what I did, because I was standing up for myself. And that's pretty much the whole story that I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick little story. If you guys did, don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And comment down below of maybe the worst things you guys have done in high school, or maybe in college or whatever. And yeah, it's just gonna be great to hear from you guys and just see what everybody's up to. That's all I have for you guys today. And like I said, I do upload weekly, so don't forget to check back for more videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.